Welcome back to another lesson by Miss Padel. So now we're going to be learning about quotes at the end. So now we're adding spoken word or whatever someone says at the end of our sentence rather than the beginning. So now we're doing it at the end. So let's say that someone said blue is my favorite color. Okay? We want to say that at the end. If Miss Padel were to say that, we would start with her name first. Miss Padel, okay, said. We're saying who said it at the beginning of our sentence because we're quoting at the end of our sentence, rather. So we're putting Miss Padel said, then we need a comma because we're quoting now. It goes comma, then space, then quotation mark. Again, the quotation mark, to get that, you're going to hold the shift key and then hit the comma button. Hold the shift key and then hit the comma button. So again, it goes, Miss Padel said, comma, then space, then quotation marks. Be super duper careful where you place your spaces, okay? So this space goes after the comma. After the quotation mark is the spoken word. Don't put a space after that quotation mark. So it goes blue, right? Remember, my spoken word, my first word is going to be capitalized because it's the first word that I'm saying. So the first letter of my first word is capitalized. Blue is my favorite color, right? Then I'm just going to end with a period and then quotation mark. Notice that my punctuation goes inside my quotation marks, okay? Another example would be then, please pass the butter. Let's say Mark said, right? We put who said it first. Mark said. After what he said, we put that comma, again, then space, then quotation marks. Please pass the butter. Let's pause right there. Notice that my P in please is capitalized because it's the first letter of my first spoken word. Then at the end, that's my last word I said. I'm going to put a period and then end with quotation marks. Again, my punctuation goes inside my quotation marks. Another example would be if someone was screaming. If mom said, come inside, right? You would put who said it first? Who said it? Mom said it. So mom said, after said would be our comma, and then space, and then quotation mark. Come inside, right? Since she's yelling, come inside, we want to do exclamation mark because we want to emphasize she's yelling, right? And then after the exclamation mark, right, we put our quotation marks. Notice again the exclamation mark is also known as punctuation, is inside my quotation marks. If we wanted to too, instead of saying said, we could say mom yelled, right? Because she didn't really say it, she yelled it. Mom yelled, come inside. Another example would be if someone asked a question, right? So instead of using an exclamation mark or a period, we would use a question mark. So if someone were to ask why, let's say Miss Silva asked, right? She asked. She didn't yell. She didn't say, right? She asked because it was a question. Miss Silva asked, comma, and then space, quotation mark, why? So this is a question. We're using a question mark, and then you end with quotation marks. Notice again, there's no spaces in the quotation marks. Do you notice that? There's only a space between the comma and the quotation. See that pattern? Notice too, each punctuation, the question mark, the exclamation mark, the period, and that period are all inside the quotation marks. And also notice that my first letter of my first spoken word is always capitalized. I'm going to give you one example now for you to try on your own, and then pause the video, do it, and then play it and check your answer. So if, let's say Miss Padel asked, where? Go ahead and add your comma and quotation marks. Pause the video now. Welcome back. You're here to check your answers. So we would place a comma after asked. Then we would do space, right? Add the quotation mark so that it's hugging the W. And then quotation mark after the question mark. High five if you got it right. Good work. I hope you now understand how to quote spoken word at the end of a sentence. Thank you.